Scala Foundation was started by Professor Margarita Mooney to help students and educators understand the major debates that have shaped education. Through Scala's programs, students and educators form communities where they rediscover the lost art of pursuing the truth with one's whole self, mind, body, and soul.
So Scala does this very difficult thing, which is to create the conditions under which a liberal education can happen. That is, putting people in the same room, giving them stimulating material, creating an atmosphere in which people can deeply explore within themselves and the text that they read some of the fundamental questions of what it means to be a human being. That experience, that transformation that experience occasions is what a liberal education is. And Scala is a model of delivering that.
Scala has grown into a movement not only for students and educators, but also for parents, lifelong learners, religious leaders, policymakers, and anyone else interested in educating the whole human person. Scala's activities are led by professors from universities including Stanford, Princeton, Oxford, and Columbia, representing diverse fields such as mathematics, civil engineering, English, government, public policy, law, economics, and theology.
These days with modern education and this intense specialization, we're paying an arm and a leg, and we're only getting a pinky toe in return. And John Henry Newman lays out this problem in some of the readings we did in preparation for the seminar. And he shows that all fields are intimately united because they're all a work and act of God, and we need all these fields to balance each other out and compare and contrast. And he thinks that's a primary advantage of the university, is we are able to come together among others to study different fields and learn from each other.
Scala's programs are grounded in the conviction that human beings are created in the image of God, and that education should help each person discover one's unique calling. Scala shares this vision through intensive summer programs, intimate dinner seminars, conferences, reading groups, webinars, and a variety of online resources. Its programs have reached educators at all levels, as well as students on college campuses and high schools. Audiences in the United States and around the world are inspired by the many examples of holistic education Scala provides that take place in diverse contexts.
I think the tide is shifting. There's a movement to reinvigorate classical liberal arts education founded on Christian anthropology with a deep emphasis on the relationship between beauty and truth. I think a lot of times in the United States, we want to think that our freedom comes through our political institutions or our economic freedom. But everywhere and always, totalitarian regimes have tried to turn education into a tool of the state. And education has got to be founded on a robust notion of freedom and a cultural freedom, a freedom that's grounded in the image of God and gives people back the sense of joy and excitement about learning that leads to a freedom that, as I've been emphasizing during this show, is mission-oriented, that the gifts we've been given and the knowledge that we have are meant to serve a higher purpose. And when you do that, believe me, people are transformed and they are ready. They're ready to go out on their mission and they're ready to serve others and use their gifts in a way that builds up the common good. And that's something that education needs to be focused on, forming the entire human person understood as having the image of God in them with the capacity to know and understand the material world, but that ultimately everything in the material world is a sign of the grandeur of God upon whom we depend for every single breath.
Scala is a nonprofit organization that depends on your support. Get involved with Scala by signing up for our newsletter, following us on social media, and subscribing to Scala on YouTube. Be sure to visit our website to check out all our online resources and support this mission.